So here we are, WayBack Pointfest, and the first band of the day is a band that, through the course of my life, I think I've seen your band 6 times, but we've never chatted and said hello.
It's strange that wouldn't happen. I know you mentioned Mississippi Nights.
Yeah.
We talked on the phone the other day, and
yeah,
I remember the club well. You know, we used to have great shows there, but it's like anything these days. You know, stuff doesn't stay around as long as you would think it would. So.
I remember something specific about this show, and it's a little creepy, so I'm going to go ahead and warn you. So, so where I was standing at Mississippi Nights, they had the back door open, and I could see directly into your tour bus.
Okay.
And I saw you. This is like right before you guys are going on, and I hadn't ever seen you before to this night. And you had like this black leather jacket on, like these skinny sort of jeans, and I was like, this dude is a bad man. And you were, and it was such a great show because that night it was a couple of different bands. Letters to Cleo were on that bill. Yeah. Ned's Atomic Dustbin were on that bill. I love those guys as well. So it was like a cool thing. But it was the first night that I saw you guys, and Vinnie, you had this like for real frontman rock star presence about you that I thought was very cool at the time.
You sure put the pressure on me today. Where do you go from there?
Right. But you know what though? And speaking of that role as the frontman is like an important thing, man, because not only the nuts and bolts of the creative side of the music and the lyric writing and stuff, but I mean having that image for the band is an important one, whether you want to kind of admit to that or not.
Oh, certainly. And it's something that we, seem to cultivate early on in the career of the band. You know, we wanted to do that thing. You know, we revere rock and roll, and I mean, it almost sounds like I'm just copying Elvis on his '68 comeback. You know what I mean? You can't reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? It's like that's pretty much it.
Right. I think it's also funny too when you guys say, "Hey, I'm just ripping Elvis. That's all I'm doing." Or you know what I mean? Like when you have another artist that come by, like, "Yeah, well, I'm not that cool. I just got it from this guy." I think it's funny when you guys are the first ones to admit that.
I mean, it's like that's the gold standard, man. You know, yeah. You look all the way back, even to the Ed Sullivan years. You know, there's reruns on TV these days all over the place, and you look at that and you're reminded of how cool it was. And to me, like I go, it doesn't get much better than that, and that's why you influence just generations and generations of groups. You know?
You're from an amazing city. You're from an amazing city that has this unbelievable tradition of rock and roll music. You have this city that has this unbelievable tradition of rhythm and blues and soul music. How did that all come together for you you guys as musicians? Because again, that is a best of all of those world situations, not just good bands, like the best of the best bands.
Well, it's funny you bring it up. We were talking about, Andy and I were talking about the Aretha Franklin's funeral.
Sure.
And of course, Andy, you spotted who was the backup singer gal in that band?
Sandra, yeah.
Right.
She sings backups for her. She sang them, but yeah. Well, a bunch of our friends were in the band, and the horn players, and yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. And what struck me was just the incredible group that they had there. Not to mention the choir. I just go, those are, like Andy said, a lot of those guys are our friends.
Yeah.
And what a great talent pool, man.
Absolutely. But I bet you, as you're coming up, that only makes you guys better with that kind of deep talent pool.
You would hope, but 2 or 3 vodkas in, I'm not too sure.
Now, last new album from you guys was 2016-ish.
Yeah.
So can I assume that you're probably putting together or working towards something new now? Or are you kind of always working, or how does that go when it comes to new material?
Tell Donny about the remix of Broken.
Yeah, like there's we're always working on new stuff. Everyone, Vinnie's always writing. He's real prolific. But we're taking one of the songs from that record called Broken and stripping it down, doing a completely different acoustic version. Because this is like, we love the version, but we're like, what if it was done with cellos and sort of this acoustic, whatever. So we shot some video. We're going to try to throw that together and see how it turns out.
Very good. It's always nice how some of those songs have a whole nother life that maybe you don't intend for them to have when you give birth to them, you know?
And women love cellos.
Who would have known? Who would have known?
Cello.
Well, you know what? On that note, I think as George Costanza says, we're leaving on the high note here, everybody. Sponge, backstage, WayBack Pointfest. Thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thanks, man.
All right, very good. That was awesome. Thank you, guys.